Welcome into the college football betting show here on WSN. Tanner Kern joined alongside Brock Boynton in the Bama sweatshirt in the middle. Got the American flag in the background. We got Davey Covers over there on your screen as well to the side. Guys, big weekend of college football. Super pumped. How we feeling?
Ready to go.
Let's go. Week 8, baby.
I see it every week, man. The season is flying by. And the weird thing is, I'm realizing it more and more this year. NFL, we're just getting into meaningful games, right? We still have 2/3 of the regular season left. College, we're halfway through. We're on the backside of the college football regular season. As we know, college football playoff, it goes the entire year, basically. But we're coming down to the end. We don't have a ton of days left. Great slates like we get on Saturday, so we got to take advantage of it.
No, and it's crunch time. It's like you just said. I mean, we have a great weekend ahead of us for these games. I mean, the SEC. I mean, look at the SEC matchups that we have this weekend. I mean, very meaningful games, playoff decision. Just everything about it is must watch.
Yeah, definitely.
Now, David, keep your season alive.
Yeah, definitely. Davey, I've never asked you this. Brock's obviously the SEC guy in the middle there. He loves Notre Dame too, I guess, right? You're a Notre Dame guy. You're in the Notre Dame area, so I think you support the independents, I would say, maybe. I don't know. But you're an SEC guy. You got the SEC hoodie on. Davey, what's your conference of choice? If there's one, is it the SEC? Is it the Big Ten? Or are you going to take the Big 12 or the ACC or something?
I'm a Big Ten guy, diehard Badger fan, and unfortunately, that train is down the road. It is not looking good. James Franklin's gone. Fickle's got to be next, right? Yeah. I mean, if Fickle's not next, I don't know what the hell we're doing in Wisconsin, but we haven't stuck to our ways in the last 3 years, and it's been embarrassing.
So last week I came on the show. I believe I talked about Penn State spread against Northwestern. I texted you that, Brock, at least, and then they lose outright. That was a terrible game. I don't know. We're kind of late to the news cycle here. If you guys got any thoughts on James Franklin getting fired, Dave, we'll start with you. Do you think it was a good move, bad move? What do you think?
It was the time. I mean, he had to go. He just lost. He lost to UCLA when, they looked awful, right? I mean, they were looking like the worst team in the Big Ten. And then all of a sudden, now they're on a run. So, they're on their bounce back. Who knows what the hell they're up to. And then you go and lose to Northwestern outright. They were, 24.5? Was it 21.5 or 24.5? Something crazy.
Yeah.
You lose that outright. I mean, it's time to let them out the door. There's no way you hold on.
What do you think, Brock?
I'm just laughing at the Big Ten. 3 weeks ago we had the conversation, everything about Big Ten being the best conference in college football. I mean, you got two teams, and then the powerhouse that we were supposed to see. Everyone was on Penn State to win the Big Ten this year. Well, your head coach is fired, so I'm just go Iowa this weekend. That's all I know. Go Iowa, and I think it's just a long time coming. I mean, it was a decision that had to be made, especially when Drew got hurt and was out for the season. It's time for the new era. It just had to be done.
Yeah, definitely. Interesting time in college football for sure. I think we're going to see a lot more of these kind of high-profile firings. Also, Cignetti getting big money the other day. They're trying to keep him there. We might see Matt Rule go to Penn State. So going to be an interesting offseason for sure. We got to take advantage of what we got on Saturday afternoons in college football, starting with LSU and Vanderbilt. Big game. I've watched college football my whole life. I don't think from the time I was little to now I would ever see a day where Vanderbilt was a 2.5-point favorite over a team like LSU. Really interesting game. My heart tells me to go with the LSU Tigers. My senses say Vanderbilt's the better. My brain says Vanderbilt's a better football team here. We'll start with you, Brock, SEC guy. What's going to happen in this football game?
Brian Kelly's going to be Brian Kelly, and Vandy's going to win the game. I mean, that's what it's going to be. I mean, the mentality that Vanderbilt brings on a day-to-day basis compared to that, I mean, like I said, Vandy is going to welcome them in. They're going to lock that gate, and it's going to be wrapped for LSU. I think Vandy covers that, and I think Diego does whatever the hell he wants.
What do you think, Davey?
I agree. I think that everybody was all over the Bama Vandy game of this is the biggest game of their season. It probably was, but I mean, this game's at home. So let's be honest, this has got to be Vandy's biggest game of the season. And I think this is the week that they do it and show that they're actually contenders this year.
I want to pull up some college football playoff odds right now. I mean, this game has big college football playoff implications. Vandy right now plus 390 to get in. LSU is plus 280 to get in. So, I mean, the winner, you're going to see those odds jump for the winner and obviously get a lot worse for the loser there. If Vanderbilt wins this game, do you think they make the college football playoff, David?
Whew. I mean, I haven't looked at their schedule, if I had to be honest with you, to see what they have to finish out the season. I probably should have looked at that a little harder here. But, I mean, I think if they win this game, how close they kept it with Bama throughout the most of the game. Obviously, the ending there kind of took them out. But I think it puts them in the running for sure. I mean, the SEC is the powerhouse this year. No other teams really look good. Oregon got, honestly, kind of dominated by Indiana, if we had to be honest. Indiana looks good, but what happens with Ohio State, Indiana, that's going to be an interesting game. So, I think the SEC is just the powerhouse, and if they can run away with this game, I think they have a good shot at the playoffs.
Brock, they go LSU this weekend. You go Missouri, at Texas, Auburn, Kentucky, at Tennessee. A brutal gauntlet for Vanderbilt. But if you win this game, you're legit. There's going to be a 3-loss SEC team that gets in this year, I imagine, just based on the carnage. I don't know what 3-loss SEC team it's going to be, but Vanderbilt definitely puts themselves in the running if they can win this game. But I don't think, personally, I don't think LSU's that good, honestly. I go back to the Clemson win. That was not a big win at the time. It felt big. Now it's not. So LSU's got a lot to prove.
Yeah, I mean, Diego's trying to earn a backup role for an NFL team this weekend. He's got to make up for what happened at Bama with his turnovers that he had, costly turnovers. And then, like I said, I think if he goes out, does what he should do, I mean, he's going to make a good backup quarterback at the next level.
Yeah.
Dude's a stud. We got to be honest. I mean, that dude is a dog. He just has that dog mentality.
Mm-hmm.
Is he a backup, though, in the NFL, realistically? Because I look at backups, and I don't necessarily look at his personality as a backup personality.
Yeah. I mean, he'd probably dominate in the, the XFL? That level, he'd probably, kill it at that. I mean, he'd probably drink with the fans, in the stands and everything.
I was going to say, that's his type of league.
Definitely.
I mean, when your brother is getting, when both your brothers are getting arrested when you're on the road, there's something in that bloodline. So, he's feisty one.
Oh, for sure. Ole Miss, Georgia, 3:30. Now we go another SEC game here. This is a big one, too. Ole Miss undefeated right now. Georgia needs to keep winning football games. Obviously, one of these two teams, I imagine, is going to make the college football playoff. Neither of them are safe with the remaining schedules that they have. Ole Miss plus 7.5 seems really juicy in my mind based on, coming off the week that they had, going on the road to Georgia, a team that's given up points through the air and hasn't necessarily, been the cleanest football team. But the thing about Georgia, they just find ways to win. So I easily see this being an Ole Miss plus 7.5, Georgia money line win. But Brock, how do you see this one playing out?
I mean, one, shout out Division II, Ole Miss quarterback this weekend, Fairsy State guy coming in. I mean, he's been dominating. I mean, legit putting up numbers to take that starting role job. It's a lot of points. I mean, as you just said, even if you tease Ole Miss up and get them over 10, I mean, now you're really talking. But I just think Ole Miss is going to be able to stay in the game because their air raid offense that they do have, and then be able to slow the game down if they want with the running game. But it's Kirby, and he's at home. So it's like you said, Georgia on the money line, but I do think Ole Miss covers that.
What do you think, David?
I'm on the same page. I think Ole Miss covers the spread. I think the only way is something crazy at the end of the game, like a big turnover is what throws it out from covering. But I don't see Ole Miss not covering this game. Georgia hasn't looked that great. Kirby's a great coach. They're always a good football team, but they have not looked like the normal Georgia this year.
Yeah, my mind says this game could have looked a lot like Alabama Vanderbilt. Like there's going to be moments where you think Ole Miss is going to win the game. You're probably going to get a really good in-game number on Georgia. It might not be a great in-game number, obviously, because Kirby always seems to come back from big deficits. But I could see this one being a late Georgia cover because of a touchdown, because Ole Miss has to go for it on 4th down at the 20-yard line with 3 minutes to go, and they got 3 timeouts left, and a field goal leads to Georgia cover, and if they turn it over on down. So that's my fear with the 7.5 here. It feels too good to be true a little bit. Like I do think Ole Miss is legitimate, so that would be my one fear with 7.5. I don't know if you guys have the same fear, but that would be my one reservation.
Yeah, it's just the way that Ole Miss will be able to stay in the game through the air. I just think that 7 is, I mean, it's there for it, and you're getting the hook over the touchdown. So
yeah, you get that half a point. Georgia has not looked great secondary wise. I mean, through the air, I think Ole Miss will be able to chew them up. Mm-hmm. And yeah, I mean, late in the game, they have the running back to run the clock too if they need to juice that clock. So I don't see a way they don't cover, but it does seem like an interesting line. You wouldn't expect them to be 7.5 point underdogs, in my opinion.
No, definitely not. Now,
Georgia's about to cover by 14.
Hammer Ole Miss spread, but then buy Georgia up to like 10, some crazy line, buy them way up, get some plus odds, and that a little bit too.
There you go. There you go. A fun one could be too. In all seriousness, here, you tease up Ole Miss by a few points. You take Georgia on the money line and parlay those two together if you do feel good about being a tight win for Georgia. I don't know if you guys. I try not to do that a lot. I just want to root for one side. But,
right? No, absolutely.
But Brock, you got the Alabama hoodie on. I bet Alabama win the national championship yesterday at plus 750. I needed a college football future to ride. I needed to pick a team. I hated Kalen DeBoer last year. I figured nobody's good this year, really. Like nobody stands out. So I need to pick one that feels good. Alabama feels right, at least with their path. So since you're the Bama guy, the floor is yours. They're an 8.5 point favorite against Tennessee. Who is going to win and who is going to cover?
Bama will cover. When you have a quarterback throwing the ball at a 70% completion rate, 1,600 yards passing, 16 touchdowns to the air, and 1 interception. That's all you need to know. We're week 8, and he has 1 interception. He has 1 turnover through this entire year. You have Jam Miller. We didn't know if he was going to be back on concussion protocol. He will be back. That helped. I mean, they showed a stat last week. When he's in the backfield, they rush almost 60 more yards compared through the first few weeks without him. I mean, the defense keeps getting more and more aggressive. I think we almost too aggressive with it. But when our offense can pick us up on the other side, I mean, it's just that complimentary football.
Yeah, Ty looks good, man. He does. I got to give it to you. Ty looks great out there.
I would have never expected that either watching the Florida State game. Obviously, a lot can change, but Ty Simpson, we were talking about it actually during the Wisconsin game, David. Me and Brock were texting, and they're like, this is not a good game for Alabama because they haven't been able to run the football. Like, you're going to have to run the football when you get in the SEC. And even with Jam Miller, it's still not great, right? Like, they still are not a dominant running team. They're leaning on Ty Simpson more and working in play action, all that. My fear is, can Ty Simpson be the guy down the stretch? Do we look at Ty Simpson as that national championship Alabama quarterback? They've had a lot of those kind of guys there. But man, I still don't trust DeBoer. I think that's the biggest thing for me.
That is the thing. I mean, after seeing his post-game interview last week after that Mizzou win, I mean, he's a spitting image of Nick Saban. I mean, he was, they won, but he was, every negative that he found, he was talking about. Like, he was not satisfied with that win, as he shouldn't be. I mean, realistically, they should have lost on that last play. The Mizzou quarterback could have found that guy sitting at the bottom of the screen. I mean, but when you have someone that's not satisfied in what they're trying to do every single week, I mean, that's what you want as a quarterback, though. That's what you want as a team leader. I mean, it's like you just said, we've talked about that Wisconsin game. I have a problem when you put a 6'6" offensive lineman that's over 300 pounds on the 3-yard line, and we can't even get him in. So we got to figure out this run game. we got to figure it out down the stretch.
Dumb call. That was a dumb call. Why are you doing that? Put the ball in a guy's hands who's called a snap count, and I get it. Like, it looks cool. That the time to do that is when you're playing against Georgia and you're up 21 points in the fourth quarter, and you want to add a little insult to injury. That was not the time to do it. Like, he could have easily fumbled. He's holding it out here like. You shouldn't.
He was holding like a loaf of bread. I mean, he tried to hurdle someone. Like, that is 350 pounds up in the air. Like, we gotta look out for his well-being.
Yeah, he's got to lower his head there and drive his shoulder if you're going to play that. If you're going to call that play there, you got to train him. Hey, you lower your shoulder and just truck. You do not try and clear people. You do not try and jump over the goal line here. Let's just get the first down. Let's get this and get in the end zone. And what did they have to do? They scored on that drive, though, right?
They scored on. No, they kicked the field goal.
They kicked the field goal on that.
Oh yeah, they did. Yeah, because that was a big stop. That was a big stop. Damn, I forgot about that.
And they were better than Mizzou. Like, they were a better football team than Mizzou. Their struggles or the closeness of the game was because it was on the road. They were a better team though overall. Yeah. Still though, like, you should not need an offensive lineman like that. That's dumb. That's just dumb play calling from dumb decision making. I know Kalen DeBoer doesn't call the plays, does he? Is somebody calling him for him?
He brought his Washington offense coordinator with him. That's why That's why you're seeing all this air raid actually take place down there.
Yeah, if you would have brought in if I was the head coach and I see a 300-pound offensive lineman go, or 330, 340, whatever he is, going to play quarterback, I would have called a timeout and fired the dude on the field right there. Like, what are we doing?
Get him out of here.
You're calling timeout, looking up at the press like, you're gone.
So this is
get him out of the box.
This isn't the kind of physicalness we're talking about in the SEC. We don't. No. This isn't what we need. Get Jam Miller in the backfield, put a fullback in there, run the ball. That's the physicalness we need in the SEC. But anyways, we're getting off topic here a little bit. 8.5 point spread, Brock. You like Alabama to cover, David? How do you see this one playing out?
I mean, if Jam's playing, which I think he got cleared, if I'm not mistaken, he just got cleared. I mean, they looked so much better than Mizzou, truthfully. I mean, they looked like they should have won that game by 3 touchdowns. Jam went out. Offense kind of slowed down, fell apart, I guess you could say, but they still won it, right? And I think with Jam back, they'll win by 10, 14, 17, somewhere in there. I think they'll cover that spread.
Yeah. It's hard to play this line, but like, if Alabama's 8.5 point favorite at home, they're probably covering that spread. That's my take on the game.
Agreed.
But this is a good time to pivot a little bit, talk about some national championship odds here. Let's see. National championship odds. I got to pull them up because unfortunately in Connecticut, they don't let you bet national championship odds. They only let you bet conference championship odds, which is a little weird.
Really?
Yeah, it's a strange rule there. But Alabama, Ohio State right now plus 325, Bama plus 650, Miami plus 750, Indiana 9-1, Georgia 10-1. Oregon 10-1, A&M 14-1. Then we got Texas Tech 15-1. I'll stop there. Any of those teams catch your eye? David, we'll start with you.
I mean, like you just said, you don't know if Ty Simpson's that guy, but who is this year? I don't think anybody has proven that they're that guy. Bama just has always had that winning culture. Kalen scares me a little bit. Great coach. And like Brock just pointed out, he is finding the flaws. He's looking to find ways to win games. I would say at plus 700, I like that line the best. Another team that really, really surprises me that's as low as they are, which plus 1,100 isn't super crazy, but A&M is a sleeper pick this year. Their defense is stout. Their defense is strong. I think they're a good team. I think that's a sleeper pick with not having anybody that's really just dominating.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. Brock, are you on the Tide or not? You on the Tide to win the title?
Oh yeah, I got tickets on the Tide. But the thing is, what I didn't realize is Texas Tech being 15-1. I love that. I mean, they did the same thing that Ohio State did last year. $60 million football roster. I mean, their defense is fast. I mean, the one time I really watched them when they were on the road at Utah, being a dog, and they just outright win that game by, I want to say it was over 14 points.
Yeah, I mean, by domination.
Yeah, like it didn't even look good for Utah, and I was like, wow, like this really changed. I mean, they finished that game with the backup quarterback. The little redhead that they got I think he's better than their starting quarterback. And I mean, he was killing it that day. And I just think, but I also with this playoff, you just got to get there.
Yeah.
Because if you can win if you can win your conference, like a team like I know Bama, they're favored to win the SEC, so they're gonna have a first round bye. So that I mean, the road to the national championship is a very difficult to guess and like put money on because say you are one of those bottom tier teams, you're praying you got home field advantage that first round, like you are praying because I mean we saw last year when the home team had that field advantage. I mean it was rats with everything. I mean, especially when they were inviting Tennessee up to Ohio State last. I mean, that place. Geez, I mean, Tennessee hasn't seen anything like that before, and so I just think it's very difficult. But like I said, Bama, Texas Tech are my two favorite.
Yeah, I'm in that kind of boat too. I'm definitely on Bama, Texas Tech. The fear of the schedule is what concerns me once you get in and you're playing the big boys from the north and the big boys from the south too. So that would be my one fear there. The one thing I wish we had with the college football playoff, I just want home playoff games the whole time. I don't need to see the Peach Bowl or the Orange Bowl in the quarterfinal. I want home playoff games because it makes it so much more exciting. And then once these teams get eliminated, then have them go play their bowl game. Like then they can go have fun and play a bowl game. But nobody, I guarantee last year, Texas isn't celebrating their whatever they won. They didn't win the Sugar Bowl or Notre Dame's not celebrating the Sugar Bowl, right? Let's put it because I know they played down there. They lost in the national championship game. I know they got Sugar Bowl rings, I imagine, but do you really even feel like you won a bowl game when it's about winning a national championship? So
right, I agree.
Well, that's why I was dogging on IU a couple of weeks ago when they got their playoff ring, but it's like you didn't win the Big Ten, you didn't win a bowl.
I like playoff ring better though. I like that better.
But it's like you lost, so like you're sitting on that loss. So that's why I think what you said of like if you do lose, like there should be a bowl game that you should be able to participate in. Like you should be able to play in that game. Because I'm not out here trying to hand participation trophies out. That's not what I'm trying to do.
Yeah, right.
But what I'm saying is you earned to get to that playoff. You lost it, but I feel like use one of those bigger bowls for a big time matchup. One of the losers from the playoffs. I mean,
yeah, definitely. I totally agree with that. And it would feel more bowl game like if you just did the home playoff games because it's like this is a totally separate tournament. Like you get invited this one once you lose here, then you go do what everybody else does and play in there are a million different bowl games. But anyways, guys, we got a few other big games to talk about here. USC versus Notre Dame. USC is a 9.5-point underdog here. We were talking about USC last week. They came through big against Michigan. I thought Michigan was going to be able to out-physical them. They didn't. USC kind of dominated that game. Can they do it on the eastern part of the country or the middle of the country, central part of the country? Can they fly a little bit and go win a physical football game? I'm not so sure about that, but I also don't really like Notre Dame minus 9.5. So, Davey, we'll start with you. What do you think about this game?
I think Brock said it best last week. Notre Dame has to paint a pretty picture to make the playoffs, and I think that they are going to paint a pretty picture in this game, and they're going to win big. I think, like you said, physical. We were a little bit worried. We were texting about that, and the physicality of Michigan compared to USC, they just beat them, right? I mean, that backup running back that came in, that dude was incredible. But I do not see them being able to stop Jeremiah Love. And I see Notre Dame probably winning this game by 14, 17 points. I will take Notre Dame minus 9.5.
All right, Brock, what do you take?
Hey, but Marcus Freeman is trying to earn himself a job. I keep giving all these people. I mean, Marcus Freeman, this is probably going to be his last year. He's had the cheapest Division I buyout last year at $3.5 million. So Notre Dame's going to have to worry about paying for this quarterback that's staying around, CJ Carr. And you have to pay for Marcus Freeman, which it's time to put up or shut up because he's getting ready to go down the road to old Penn State now. Because I bet Penn State will pay him. So, and I just think he'd be a good fit over there. And so maybe he's trying to earn himself a new home too. Marcus Freeman comes out and they cover this because they have to be in the playoffs because I personally think Texas could beat Texas A&M at the end of the year. And that really scuffles their loss up. They have to keep dominating each game they play. And the fact that you got the double horse back there, you got Jeremiah Love and Price. I mean, Price is the same dude that was getting offered $6 million to transfer, and he stayed for a Richie Mill deal with Notre Dame. So, I mean, obviously, there's a lot of good. The culture's here. I mean, they have to cover to make the playoffs, in my opinion, and that's what their end goal is.
I will say we did use this theory last week for James Franklin. It did not work.
Mm-hmm.
It did not work. So I did like I can't believe I did. It was funny. My buddy texted me and he was like, Penn State minus 20 and a half. Take it. I never lay 20 and a half. I never do it. And I did it last week with Penn State and it did not work out. Yeah. I texted you, Brock. I said, do you like it? And you're like, yeah, I like it. So that validated what my buddy told me. I'm like, I'm going to do it. And then I liked it too. I thought I loved it. I was already counting that one as a win before I even was looking for my Saturday card to see how I'm going to do. So we'll see. But yeah, it's an interesting game. I think USC is really good. I think USC can come in here, and they remind me a little bit of Texas A&M. They're probably not as physical, but they can throw the ball down the field, they can run the ball, and they can fly around. And that's what Notre Dame struggled with in that game.
Well, something to think about is what you could do with that is tease USC up. You could tease Ole Miss up. I think there's one other game that we were talking about you could tease up. I mean, that's three teams right there you could tease up and probably get a really good line at.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like one of those teams is going to get blown off the field. That's my fear. Like one of those games is going to be a 20-something point win, but you just got to figure out which one is.
What one?
Yeah. Yeah. So guys, I think it's that time of the show to cook up a parlay. We still haven't hit yet, so we need to hit one.
It was one leg off, and we cooked up a last-second over/under pick to throw on last week there.
Yeah, we do go risky. Like if we could hit a 2-1 or a 3-1, we're not trying to do that. We're trying to hit like 10-1s, 15-1s. That's what we do here.
We're trying to pay people's rent, man.
Yeah, definitely. All right, so who wants to kick us off? Should we just start with Vanderbilt money line against LSU?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
Throw it on there.
I hate to do it, but I'll do it. Vanderbilt money line. Brian Kelly's going to go for it on fourth down when he shouldn't and convert this time. And then their LSU probably wins the game, but we'll put Vanderbilt on there. Why not? All right, what's next? We got Vanderbilt. Brock, we'll start with you.
Give me James Madison, man. Right, James Madison.
That's just because of the future. I don't know. Is that
I'm riding it. I got my James Madison tickets. But like I said, Old Dominion, their top 2 wide receivers are out this week. They won't be playing. James Madison at home. I personally think James Madison is the top G5 football team there is. And, I mean, they're at home. You got to win that. You win this, you go to the conference championship.
I like it. I trust Chesney, the coach there. Very good coach. He's won at every level. He's been good at JMU. So I don't mind that one bit. All right, Davey, what do you got for me?
I'm going to get a little crazy here because they're on the road, but I'm going to take Mizzou money line over Auburn. I think Ahmad Hardy, couldn't think of his last name last week. Don't know why, but I think he gets going again this week. He's going to have a monster game. Auburn doesn't have much to play for. Mizzou wants to kind of revenge that loss they just had to Bama. They still feel like they have something to play for. They're still hungry, and I think that they bounce back big this week and beat Auburn on the road.
Mizzou 1.5-point road ranked favorites inside of 2.5 points. Scary, Davey. Scary on the road, but we'll go with it.
It's a scary line. I've been looking at it all week, and I'm like, I don't know why the hell I would bet this, but I just think that it's a massive game for them to bounce back and just prove that they still have it. Because Auburn is good, but they're not great. They looked pretty solid against Georgia and just couldn't hold it together, and I think the same thing happens this week.
All right. Well, okay. So I got to finish this off then here. So we got it. That's our new thing. We're going to do 4-leggers now. We're all going to do a pick we agree on, and then we're going to do one pick that we each like. So for my final pick here, I don't really want to go with the game that we talked about because that hasn't worked. Penn State's a 2.5-point dog on the road against Iowa. I don't like anything to do with that game, but it's calling to me in some capacity. I feel like the fired coach's bump could be money this weekend. I feel like it could be. But I'm going to stay away from that. I'm going to go. I could go Texas. I like Texas this weekend. I think Texas is going to be much better. Indiana, coming off last week, could be a tough one against Michigan State. Maybe Michigan State covers. Here's what I'm going to do. And you guys are probably going to hate this, so I'm sorry if you do. I'm going to go to my college football alma mater, Lafayette Leopards. They're going on the road to face Oregon State this weekend. They're a 23.5-point road underdog. And this line has been calling to me all week. So I think Oregon State is not good. They're 0-7. They need to win this football game. They have played a lot of good teams, though. Cal beat them by 15. Fresno State beat them by 9. Texas Tech, Oregon beat them. Houston, App State beat them by 4. I don't think they're good enough to win by 24 points this weekend, even against a 1AA team that's a 2-loss 1AA team. So, and Lafayette's already played a 1A school this year, and they covered in that one. So, I'm going to go with that. I hate it, but I'm going to do it. You guys are
Let's go. Let's go. I'm going to have to look up. I mean, what's the travel day look like that for Lafayette, man? Getting
they left 2 days ago, so they've been out there a little bit. They spent 2 nights there. So 23.5 points, 10 o'clock, late kick. It's going to tuck us in. This is the one that tucks us in. I hate it.
Let's ride. Hey, that's a nightcap, man. That's going to steal the deal right there. Put us at the kitchen table, man.
So last week I was betting Hawaii. I was laying in bed betting Hawaii, and I can't bet on Hawaii late games anymore. So I had who'd they play last week? Something state. What did they?
Utah State or Nevada? Was it last week?
State. They play Utah State last week. All right. I have Utah State money line first half, and I have Utah State plus a half first half. Utah State was up 4. Yeah, Utah State was up 3 with a minute to go in the half, and Hawaii drives down the field, scores with 10 seconds left, blows the win. And the worst part was obviously blew the cover because of just kick a field goal. But so I need to pick a new team late to bet on. I'm going to bet on one that's near and dear to my heart, and so I'll go with them plus 23.5.
Let's go.
I love it.
For the viewers at home,
I'm so glad that I was out of it for those late night games, because you will always catch me betting the stupidest thing in the world on a late night Saturday. I will be just absolutely hammered. I'm getting after it on a Saturday, especially watching the Brewers lose. And I mean, I am so glad that I was out of it.
Yeah, no, I wish I would have stayed out of it, but that's the risk. 'Cause you don't lose once you lose a big chunk at 2 a.m, you definitely don't sleep well. So that's my biggest issue. But I'll take Lafayette plus 23.5. I'm going to watch that game anyway, so I'll take it. I figure I'll throw in the parlay. Why not? I believe in the pick. Let's ride.
Let's do it.
But anyways, guys, that was the college football betting show here at WSN.com. Make sure you guys subscribe to the podcast. Check out the channel. A lot of great content there as well. Brock, Davey, thanks for joining me. We'll be back next week with another episode. We got a good slate next week? We got a decent slate? I didn't look at it yet. Good slate next week. All right.
I mean, there's always a good slate in college ball, baby.
There you go. Gotta love college. But anyways, guys, we will see you next time for another episode.